Hello out there, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at Dark Waters, a Todd Haynes film. Of course, Todd Haynes did Safe and Far From Heaven, among others. Normally considered a bit of an art house director, and this is an interesting take for him, but he does a terrific job. It's, of course, got a stacked cast. It has Mark Ruffalo, Anne Hathaway, Tim Robbins, and Bill Pullman, and also Bill Camp, who I really respect. He's a great character actor that's just getting better and better, really getting some juicy parts these days. But of course, this is based on the true story of DuPont Chemicals' history behind the so-called forever chemicals that they've created to produce things like Teflon and Gore-Tex, stain-free carpet, etc. And this is a terrific, although horrifying story. And I think as a film, it loses a little steam toward the end. I don't think there's a dramatic payoff the way you would normally expect to get in a typical legal drama, but it's real life, and that's kind of where we are. It reminds me also a bit of another one of my favorite legal dramas, Civil Action, starring John Travolta. That too had sort of a whimper of an ending, but illustrated that the story continued, I suppose. So on that front, to artificially put in some Hollywood ending, kind of the way they did in Sully, really wouldn't have served the movie well at the end of the day. But I think what's most impressive about the film is just how the truth really is stranger than fiction. And this story is unbelievable when you unpack it and you see what the chemical companies, in particular DuPont, did over the years when developing these products. And sadly, these products are still continuing to be made around the world, even if the U.S. Chemical companies have obviously come under the purview of the EPA with this particular set of chemicals, because prior to, it was not a chemical that was regulated, and so that's why they were able to basically get away with dumping it, although they were required to do testing on them and ostensibly figure out some safe level, and that's what they were technically beholden to. And of course, they didn't even adhere to their own level of safety that they their scientists internally determined to be the case. So even when they were supposed to self-regulate, they didn't correctly. But what's really terrifying is now that we do know so much about these class of chemicals, they're still being produced, they're still being put out into the environment all over the world. And between that and plastics, I think humans are basically, for all intents and purposes, killing themselves, because not only themselves, but practically all life on the planet is going to be irrevocably altered as a consequence of the advent of microplastics and forever chemicals. So on that happy note, I do hope everyone out there as well, stay safe, be kind, and check this movie out, and keep watching cinema.